On the back of all the AI layoffs, Microsoft is making a huge AI bet that affects you directly if you want to make money online or build a business with AI. First of all, today we're going to be looking at how Microsoft released 3 new AI models, ramping up competition with its close partner, OpenAI. We've seen OpenAI struggle to get their business grounding and find their place in the world of AI. This is super big because they're kind of the one-size-fits-all generic AI for the consumer. Think Google. The Verge says that Microsoft's new superintelligence game plan is all about one thing: business. Axios says one AI isn't enough anymore, meaning we need more. And Windows said that Microsoft's Copilot leadership shakeup signals a major shift in how the company plans the AI future. This is all big news, and we're talking about how it affects you if you want to have an AI business. Welcome to AI Profit Scoop. As we've seen in major news, AI is now the #1 reason companies are cutting jobs. We saw in March 2026, 25% of the layoffs were due to AI. The Challenger, Gray Christmas, the gold standard of US layoff tracking, confirmed this week that AI was the single leading reason cited for job cuts. 15,000 jobs in 1 month alone, 25% of all planned AI layoffs. Since 2023, nearly 100,000 job cuts have been directly attributed to AI. This is no longer theoretical. The data is in. The numbers do not lie. The displacement is here. But you don't have to fire people to replace them with AI. Harvard Business Review says that companies are laying off workers because of AI's potential, not its proven performance. So they're kind of being laid off with a ghost idea of what could happen, not what's happening. This is more subtle, more widespread threat. Companies are simply not replacing people who leave. Ford, Amazon, Salesforce, JP Morgan CEOs have all publicly stated that many white-collar jobs will soon disappear. That could be your job as well. The workforce is being quietly hollowed out from the inside. The old way was to hire more people and grow your business. The new way is to deploy an AI agent. What this means for the jobs market is devastating. Jack Dorsey cut 40% of his entire company in a single day. 4,000 jobs gone overnight in February. Looking at this, we want to see exactly what's going on, because he says intelligence tools have changed what it means to build and run a company. This is the CEO of a major fintech company saying out loud what most executives are only thinking. This means from 10,000 employees to 6,000 literally overnight. But what's happening to them? Well, Salesforce didn't hire a single engineer in all of the fiscal year so far, 2026. Looking at this, we got to ask ourselves why. AI coding agents now handle what used to require entire engineering teams. And I know from running my business, we are able to do what used to take 10 programmers with myself and one other person. If Salesforce doesn't need new engineers, what does that mean for everyone else? Shopify has a new rule. Prove AI can't do it before you hire a human. Wait a minute. What does this mean? This means they are literally interviewing AI to do your job before even hiring you. Shopify CEO issued a company-wide memo in April 2025, making AI use a baseline expectation. When we have a headcount request, the question is, can AI do this job? If the answer is yes, nobody new is hired. If AI can't do it, there's a maybe hire, and probably go back and figure out if AI can do it. The default is now AI. Humans are the exception. And it's not just tech. AI layoffs are spreading across every industry. Technology, we saw 52,000 cuts. Law, 1,000 cuts. Finance, logistics, education, and more. This is a cross-industry structural shift, not just a tech sector creation. But what does that mean for you? And more importantly, what about Microsoft's big bet? We could see here that the CEO of Klarna tried to replace 700 workers with its AI, and it backfired spectacularly. This is good news for us humans looking at getting a job. We can see that they replaced 700 agents quote unquote 600 million saved, and then it backfired in 2026, meaning they rehired a bunch of old employees. We can also see that companies winning with AI are using it to augment humans, not eliminate them. Going through and looking at this, we can see that humans handle judgment, AI handles volume, and together you have a competitive advantage. Now, when we get back to Microsoft, we can see that Microsoft just reorganized its entire AI division around one idea. This is big. Enterprise domination. In March 2026, the CEO of Microsoft gave control of the Microsoft AI superintelligence and made a whole new division. What they wanted to do is build an AI that's domain specific, controllable, and designed for, get this, business, not unbounded consumer chatbots. What have we seen up until now? A bunch of chatbots doing all kinds of crazy things. Now, people like me have used them to create businesses, but they weren't designed for business at the core. We look at something like ChatGPT, which is more like a Google, or even something like Claude, which is good at programming, but at the end of the day, it's nothing more than a blank chatbot that can do all kinds of crazy things. Microsoft is saying our superintelligence, all of our energy and support is now going to be focused on enterprise domination, creating things for specific businesses. This is a pivot point in our history where we saw the internet go from yellow page ads back before the internet to online databases to Google to AI. And next, we are seeing AI now powering businesses. This is one of the few things I agree with Mark Zuckerberg on, that AI should be used for business. They're actually over there at Facebook creating entire channels, entire agencies that are creating and managing ads in a very, very big way. So we are seeing here, Microsoft is saying, yes, this is a business play. Microsoft has a tight second strategy. What's happening is they're going through and saying, hey, AI's out there giving all these ideas. We're going to make essential, efficient tools at half the cost for specific businesses. Think dentists, lawyers, limousine companies, very specific businesses. They're creating enterprise tools to help them specifically. Microsoft is building AI that enterprise CFOs and its departments actually want, not just chatbots. When we look at this, this is what I believe is one of the biggest opportunities of our time. When we see that global AI spending hits $2.5 trillion, up over 44% in just 1 year, where is all of this going? Well, $589 billion went to services, $400 billion went to software. So it's the services people want, not just the software. The software is good, it will grow, but if it doesn't have a service attached to it, then it's just a chatbot. Think something that creates and runs our social media campaign, like Manus is starting to do with Facebook. And when we look at where all the money's going, we can see that the big four companies are charging as much as $500,000 to $5 million per AI project. This is something the mid-market can't afford. We can see that these Fortune 500 big companies are paying tons of money for custom AIs. When we look at this Goldilocks zone of 35 to 150K or even less, this is a place where you can have the right customer, but you kind of have to know what you're talking about to charge someone 35 to 150K. However, what about the small businesses? Could we create a solution for these small businesses like Microsoft is doing at scale and build a business around our tool? Think AI workflow automation, custom chatbots that are trained on a company's own data, their policies, products, FAQs, create an entry-level project, or AI lead generation systems to get people more customers, AI voice and transcription integration, AI governance and compliance consulting. All of these have a giant price tag. However, they're things that you can integrate with AI in a fairly simple way. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to fire up Claude and make $150,000 software, but you can make something simple like the dashboards we talked about last week that companies love because it integrates AI in systems they're already doing, makes it easier for them, and now their employees can get more done in less time and with a better output. This is the ROI math that closes every deal. This is what I see Microsoft focusing on. Going out there and understanding why businesses pay $35,000 or more for custom AI is simple. The math closes itself. When you have a bunch of employees doing different things, if I can scale back or get more done with the same amount of employees, well then, I can make a lot of money. And so can the companies I help. Looking at the cost of doing nothing, if you just have employees that are sitting there and not using AI, these companies are losing money daily. And if we can help them, we can create tools that work, save time, save money, and get more done. You don't need a computer science degree. You need to learn these skills. API orchestration. How do you tie in to different AIs that are already out there? Agentic workflows. How do we create workflows that use AI every step of the way to get something done without so much human interaction? Enterprise skills, knowing data privacy, governance, basics, change management, and ROI modeling. This is what separates a $50 an hour freelancer from a $300 an hour consultant. Then, productize and sell. How do we package a dashboard, a product, an order system, a content system for a specific industry? Big companies like Microsoft, OpenAI, Claude, and even Manus can't do this at a small level that you and I can. If we can build these tools, I think there's an opportunity to make a good living. The fact is, the jobs being lost today are the exact reason that this opportunity exists. The corporate world has made its choice. They are choosing AI over headcount. I can either be the person whose job is quietly replaced, or I can be the person selling the replacement. If you want to learn more about how to be competitive in the world of AI, how to stay on top of what's going on, and learn the skills you need to make it in the new world, smash the like button, check out the videos in the description, and join us over at AIProfitScoop.com.